Hello, it's Naomi here from It's on Cardiff.
Hello, it's Count Binface here from Sigma 9.
So, Count Binface, just for anyone who's watching who doesn't know who you are, can you tell us a bit more about yourself?
Absolutely. I mean, as if they don't know, but I'm happy to elucidate. Yeah, my name's Count Binface, intergalactic space warrior, leader of the Recyclons from Sigma 9, and part-time politician on Earth. I like to dabble in democracy. It's what I do on my holidays. And 2024 has been the biggest year to date. London mayoral election gave the fascists a good thrashing. Stood against Rishi in the general election, gave him a damn good thrashing. Not literally. And now I'm on my moral victory lap around the UK with my brand new comedy show, Bindependence Day, which kicks off in Cardiff. Where better? On September the 12th. And I'm very, very excited for my first trip to Wales.
Oh my God, you've not been to Wales before?
No, that was 7 years. Passes in the blink of a visor to a space warrior. So, there's very few places in the UK I've yet to experience. Basically, if I'm fighting an election, I'll go. But, the Senate has yet to, come calling for Binface. Although, hey, looking at what's going, it could be a matter of time, right? You
Yeah,
might
well,
like a bit of Binny over there. So, no, this is very exciting to be part. I mean, I've heard such wonderful things about the passion of Wales. I mean, the rugby team, it goes without saying, and the music, the culture, the landscapes. Can't wait. So bring it on.
and you call your followers the Recyclons. How do you think the Welsh Recyclons are going to compare to other parts of the UK?
Well, actually, the recyclons, that's my species. You can't call yourself a recycler. My followers are Count Binistas. You see
Ah,
what I've done
okay.
there? Yeah,
Okay,
but
so how does one become a Recyclon versus a Count Binister?
I mean, that's like asking a human how you become an ant, or rather, the other way around, I should say, because you'd have to do some kind of Jeff Goldblum species hopping. Yeah,
Mhm.
recyclons are aliens from Sigma 9. You're a human. You're stuck with that. Nothing I can do. I haven't got some kind of weird transmogrifier, if that's what you're after. I can see why you'd want to be a recyclon. Obviously, it's a good look. Not so great in the sunshine in the summer. It's rather punishing. Also, 4 hours under sports hall lighting on an election night. I'd rather be a human then. But
Yeah.
generally, recyclons are much cooler, and that's why I am what I am.
And I'm quite curious to know what kind of bin are you? What material are we talking? Because you can get those fancy bins now with a sensor. If you just like wave your hand over the top, the lid opens. Have you got that kind of technology or?
No, no, we don't have that. Don't make me jealous, because I could always get a bionic upgrade, see if that could work. But no, my bin is made of it's a Sigma 9 native material known as Kevlonix 94B, but it is very, very similar to what on Earth you call cheap plastic.
I see, I see. Thank you for clarifying because I was quite curious about that. But Count Face, I want to talk a bit more about your politics. How are you feeling in the aftermath of the general election?
Well, I'm cock a hoop. I'm over the moon and several planets. I mean, hey, we've got rid of the conservatives. I think the entire country can breathe a sigh of relief. I mean, you can't go in the rivers and have a swim because they're full of shit, but you can at least breathe a sigh of relief. And that's one thing. But personally, like I say, I've had my greatest electoral triumphs yet. So it's been a win-win. The great thing is, of course, that Keir Starmer and his stormtroopers haven't exactly made the most flying start. And, this pensions fiasco that we're seeing, the winter fuel payment that is ongoing as we're chatting, could blow up in their faces. And I think humans are thinking maybe the Labour Party also aren't the solution. Where do we go next? I think we know.
And do you find, because of your sort of humorous approach to politics, as some might put it, that you face a lot of challenges in being taken seriously by politicians or constituents?
Less so than you might think, because I stood expecting to be the novelty exotic candidate. And then you look at the kind of people I've been up against. Piers Corbyn, Lawrence Lozer Fox, UKIP, a bloke called Peter Gammons ran for them, an American who admitted to drinking his own urine voluntarily. What am I supposed to do? The more I stand, the more sane I appear. And you add that to my policies, price capping croissants at £1.10. The BBC have literally done analysis on that, and they say that various supermarkets are meeting my price cap. So I'm not just, a pretty face. I've got sensible economic policies that are making Britain's lives better.
I actually think you've got quite a respectable message behind your work as Count Binface.
Well, glad to hear it. Do tell me more. Let me interview you.
Well, I think you stand for some very good things, and I think our followers would be interested to hear more about that, especially if they haven't heard much about your politics.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, you're a young journalist, so some of my policies you may have to do your read. For example, do you ever remember CFAX?
Vaguely, yeah.
Do you? And would you like it back?
No, I don't remember it enough to be a user.
A user, it's not a drug. It's that sounds unpleasant. But no, trust me. In a couple of weeks' time is the 50th anniversary of the introduction of CFAX, this wonderful blocky, multicolored news service. It was untrollable. It was unhackable. Elon Musk couldn't touch it, and you could book your holidays and do quizzes on it as well. So some of your readers, stroke viewers, will know, and they'll be like, Binface is onto something here. I mean, even Jess Phillips, MP, has had people in Birmingham telling her on the doorstep, Binface is onto something with CFAX. Now, others might say, what are you doing, Binface, wasting your precious interview time with a young human talking about bloody CFAX? But no, that just goes to show how committed I am to my policies. That and the nationalisation of Adele, the renaming London Bridge after Phoebe Waller, my pledge to build at least one affordable house, banning speakerphones on public transport with offenders forced to live with Matt Hancock for a year, matching nurses' pay to ministers, making palaces owned by the royal family become homeless shelters so that everyone has somewhere to sleep. I could go on, but I think you'll find my manifesto is better than the Labour Party, who didn't have any policies at all.
So nicely put, and better than I could have put it, so thank you. I want to move on to talk a bit about your stand-up comedy. You're kicking off in Cardiff in the Glee Club on the 12th of September. Lovely venue, and by the way, it is kind of next door to the Senedd, so maybe you could take a little visit.
I have noticed that. In fact, I was concerned that I might mistake the one for the other.
Yeah.
But there we go. But yeah, no, I'm very excited. So to be beginning my stand-up tour career in Cardiff at the Glee Club next to the Senedd in the heart of the city. I mean, this is beyond a recyclone's wildest dreams, and I'm very excited to hope that you'll help plenty of Welsh folk and indeed English who want to come across the bridge to come and get a bit of Binface.
Yeah, what can we expect from Bindependence Day?
Well, I mean, the finest sci-fi satire this side of the restaurant at the end of the universe is pretty much what I'm offering. You're going to hear me talk about what's gone wrong with the UK and Earth and how I can fix it. And beyond that, I've got my own little explorations of what's gone wrong with Britain. I get under the bonnet into the deep wirings of your country, we rip it apart, and then by the end, we feel a wonderful sense of optimism that things might be better. Unfortunately, there is a slight sting in the tail at the very end, but I'll leave that to people who come to find out.
That's up for surprise.
Indeed.
Well, it sounds fabulous. Something that's quite common in stand-up comedy, I'm a big fan of stand-up comedy, is you get hecklers in the audience. Have you ever had any sort of memorable hecklers from your time?
I mean, not so much. I think people realize that there's limited point heckling me because I can't see them, you see. So there are times when I do a little Ask Binface session during the show, And so, humans get a chance to put their burning questions to me, and that's always great fun. So I do enjoy that. So, there does tend to be a bit of interaction here and there, and I'm very keen to meet humans. This is part of what. Hey, any politician who doesn't want to do that, well, they must be, well, a modern politician. But not me. I like to get in there, and that's the plan.
Yeah, so we can expect it to be a lot of fun and putting the Earth in the right place.
Make Earth great again, I would say, is my message.
Yeah.
Sadly, that's been co-opted by a complete shit. But in America. But no, I've got a good message. I've got great policies. We've got an American election coming up. We've got a brand new government in the UK. There's so much to talk about, and there's so many solutions still to offer. That's where I come in.
Almost too much to talk about, I think.
Quite right. I mean, how the hell do you squash the entirety of what's gone wrong with the UK and Earth and all my solutions into 80 minutes? Pretty much you can't. So there's good vibes for tour 2.
Well, on Earth we'd say break a leg, but I'm not quite sure what we'd say on your planet.
Shoot an eggworm, we say.
There we are. There we are. And I think if anyone can squeeze it down and fit it into 80 minutes, it's definitely you. So I have a
Oh,
bit.
that's
I, have
wonderful
a-
to see. And will you be coming? Will I get to meet you?
I hope so. I hope so.
Lovely.
I'll have a little chat with the boss, and hopefully I can be there.
And bring the boss, for goodness sake. Bring the entire team.
Yeah.
Honestly, you're all welcome. All are welcome.
Thank you
Well, as
very
many
much.
as the Glee Club can hold.
Yeah, that's really kind. Thank you.
And
I'll
if
have a
not, we'll
chat.
move it to the old Principality Stadium. Why
Well,
did they change? Why
you,
is it not the Millennium Stadium, like the Millennium Falcon? That was a much better name. Why did they change it?
sponsorship, money.
Oh, really? Is Principality a company?
It's a bank.
Do you know what? What a waste of money, because I didn't know that, and I tend to do my research. Principality just describes Wales. They might as well call it the Wales Stadium.
Yeah.
What a bunch of idiots. Oh, well, there we go. I'll call it the Millennium Stadium just to annoy them.
Yeah. It is whatever you know it as, I think.
Yes, that big thing in the middle of town.
Yeah, that one. The one they play rugby in.
Have you been in there?
Yes, yeah. I watched Harry Styles in there last time I was there.
Lovely. And which team does he play for?
Welsh team.
Ah, really? Interesting. Yeah, I'd like to see him play rugby union, see how long he lasts.
Not even 5 minutes.
No, be good,
I've
wouldn't
got
it?
I've got an interesting question for you. And perhaps I should have prepared, but I feel like you're not a person who needs to be prepared. If you had to describe your political platform using only three pieces of rubbish, what would they be and why?
3 pieces of rubbish.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, that depends on your definition of rubbish.
Or trash, if
Um,
you want to be American about it.
um, you want me to define, say again, you want me to define what?
Your political platform, three pieces
Okay.
of trash or rubbish. Which three pieces are you picking to compare?
Okay. I will pick a discarded croissant wrapper as a symbol of why my policies will bring pastry-based equality to the United Kingdom. My second one would be a discarded telephone, because, as I say, the use of speakerphones is awful, and yet you just look at how people, those old phones which made calls, and yet people just discarded to have a Steve Jobs-esque iPhone or smartphone, which is destroying their brains. So maybe a nice dumb phone that still works but is in your drawer or your mum's drawer. That would be a nice second one. And the third piece of rubbish that symbolizes politics would be Liz Truss. Say no more.
A lettuce, maybe?
I mean, the lettuce is still going, isn't it? It's Truss that's in the bin.
It might be.
Sums up everything that's gone wrong.
Well, it has been so lovely to chat to you, and I really appreciate your time. One last question is I want to ask you if you've got any sort of memorable moments from politics so far, from your time in politics, and what stands out the most?
Oh, too many to mention, you know. Like I say, beating the fascists of Britain first by 4,000 votes and getting name checked by old Sadiq in his victory speech. There's getting my highest ever finish against Rishi in a general election. But you know, I like some of the smaller moments as well. Is I've done Glastonbury Festival twice at the Park stage, spoken to thousands there. I've been on Last Week Tonight with John Oliver. That was a good one. And one of my utter favourites was in 2017 when, rather than talk to me, the Labour candidate for Maidenhead, Pat MacDonald, decided to scarper, and I chased him into a branch of Wilco. That was a great one.
Iconic.
Absolutely.
And now I guess you can add touring in Cardiff onto your list, not political. But is there anything else about your tour that we should know? Anything we haven't covered?
Well, just that it's, like I say, it's my first chance to meet the good people of the United Kingdom. And I'm starting in Wales. I can't think of anywhere better. And yeah, this is it's a very exciting moment for me to open my visor to the wonders of the entire United Kingdom, because people say that, oh, Binface, you're going to be Prime Minister. Well, the system is, first I have to become an MP, right? So this is a two-way thing. Firstly, I can look for where might be the best place for me to stand next time as an MP. So there's a scouting element to this. That sounds wrong, doesn't it?
Thank you. I like
yeah,
it.
you know, I'm a politician. What do you expect? But secondly, if I was to be PM as well as MP, you gotta know the nation. So this is me doing my field work. And if I want to rule you, I think I should get to know you, which again is more than your current lot bother with.
Fabulous. I love it. I love it so much. Thank you for your time today, Count Binface. Can I ask what sort of time zone are you on compared to the UK? Where is it nighttime where you are right now?
Well, I'm on. There's no time zone because I'm above the earth, so I can do what I want. So you know, it's I'm all time zones and no time zones. It's sort of a quantum time.
You don't have a bedtime. Wonderful.
I can go to sleep when I want, which is most of the time.
Yeah.
You don't even know I'm not asleep now.
You could be, but you know, within that, I don't know.
Exactly. That is quite fun.
It's been an absolute pleasure, and hopefully I'll be seeing you in Cardiff very soon.
I would love that. And to your readers and viewers, yeah, have a lovely Earth weekend, and it would be a true honor to see you at the Glee Club on the 12th, the glorious 12th.
Make sure to be there.